Hi there, you're red and you're in big trouble. You're getting gammoned and you get lucky. Red hit too many checkers. I'm sorry, blue hit too many checkers. Sometimes it's better not to hit three, but sometimes it's right too. You win more gammons and backgammons. But in this case, blue left a shot and you get lucky. Let's say you hit it. You roll a three something from the bar. Here we go. You roll three anything and you hit the checker. Now, what do? Do you recube? Do you play on? He's got six checkers off. What should you do? Do you know how to play it from here? Let's give him five checkers off. How about four checkers off? How about three checkers off? How do you know what to do in any of these positions? You need to know exactly when you have a redouble. Let's start with five checkers off and one on the bar. Now, I know exactly what the cube action is here, and it's not because I'm brilliant, it's because I've studied this. Let's give red a perfect bear off after he hits him, and he's got the cube. What's the recube action here? First of all, does blue have a take? I always ask that question, and the answer is it's borderline. It's right on the edge with five checkers off. So you can double for sure, and he may or may not take or pass. It's just about a coin flip. Plus plus says 0.007. It depends on what rollout parameters you use, but in a money game, this is right on the edge. Obviously then, if he has six checkers off, this can't be a double. It's a huge take and it's not a double. How do you know when to double? Well, certainly not when you got to a perfect bear off. How about it? Let's go back to five checkers when you don't have a perfect bear off. Then it's obviously a big take. Is it a double? No, it's not even a double. Not even a double. By just a little bit. What happens if you have not a perfect bear off and one checker off? Depends on exactly where the checkers are, but this is a double and a good solid take. The odds are that red isn't going to take off two checkers, and he may well open up the 5 or 6 point. Blue could pop right in and still win this game. So this is a good solid redouble and a good solid take with five checkers off. Now let's go to a perfect bear off with four checkers off. Well, if it was barely a take with five checkers off, obviously this is a big pass. Big pass. Doesn't take brain surgery to figure that out. Would it be a big pass if we had less than a perfect bear off, or would it be a take? Let's go down to less than a perfect bear off. This would be probably a typical less than perfect bear off. Well, I'm not sure. I really don't know, but I'm interpolating, and I would say this is probably a small pass, but it could be a take. I wouldn't be surprised. It's very close. Small pass was right. If you took this, you wouldn't be making a big mistake, 0.017. So that's with four checkers off. Okay, so what do you do when he's got 7, 8, 9 checkers off? I've done this before with you, and I've had other videos that explain this. When your opponent has 6, 7, 8, or 9 checkers off, the rule of 4 applies. If you have 4 fewer checkers off, it's a redouble and a take. Let's do this. With 6 checkers off, all you need to have is 2 checkers off, and you have 4 fewer checkers than your opponent. This should be a redouble and a take. There it is. Very small take. What if he had 7 checkers off? With 7 checkers off, you've got to have 3 checkers off. That's 4 fewer checkers. Redouble take. So now we know the cube action, and now this is going to help you understand how you should play the checkers, because often when you hit them, you don't have a closed board. You might have an open 5 point. You may have checkers scattered around. You may only have 2 or 3 checkers off. You need to know how to play the checkers. Now, I could give you a demonstration. I would know, for example, when he has 4 or 5 or 6 checkers off, if I rolled something like a 6-1 here, I would know whether or not I'm supposed to slot the 5 point or not. Do you know? There are times where it's right. What about slotting the 4 point? Do you know? What about slotting the 1 or the 2 point? Do you know about that? Or when you would and when you wouldn't? Again, I can spoon feed you and show you, but you can just set this up yourself and do it. and play with it. And that's the best way to learn. That's deliberate practice. You cannot hire someone to practice for you. You have to do this on your own. So I've given you some basic ideas about the cube. I've given you some basic benchmarks and some good reference positions. And now it's up to you to learn how to play the checkers and to practice this so you'll have it memorized, because this is not something that you could easily figure out mathematically. You really just need to know the references and be able to interpolate from them. I hope this gives you a good start and whets your appetite and shows you that this is something that even a normal person like me can easily get right just about all the time after a little bit of practice. Thanks for watching.